Video games have always included cheat codes, a handful of tiny letters, numbers and symbols that let players experience their favourite games in ways that the developer may not have intended. Infinite lives, all weapons, spawning a tank in the middle of an intersection. It's a great way to get some additional joy out of a game you've thoroughly crushed, or perhaps get past a level that's giving you a really hard time. So then, why would developers put a cheat code in a game and then slap the player's hand for trying to use it? Well, because they're evil, that's why. I'm James from GamesRadar, and here are 7 hilarious ways games have punished cheaters. Banjo-Kazooie will delete your save file. In order to enter cheats in Banjo-Kazooie, you first have to find a secret keyword, then enter it in a special room inside a sandcastle. These cheats won't actually get you in trouble, they're a natural part of playing the game, but there are super secret level skip cheats that aren't part of the actual game, and if you enter too many of them, Grunty will swoop down and completely erase your save file. At least your helper Bottles is courteous enough to warn you before you go too far. Donkey Kong 64 becomes virtually unplayable. Permanently. Using certain Game Shark cheats on Rare's classic platformer will occasionally cause your game to glitch out in some very strange ways. But that's not the half of it. The Game Shark can also make it so that you literally cannot pick up a single item off the ground, and you'll always die in one hit. It wouldn't be so bad if that went away after you turned the game off, but if you accidentally save your game while in this state, the glitch never goes away. So now you're just stuck with a broken game. Forever. I know cheaters shouldn't prosper, but that's just mean. GTA Online puts you in the cheaters pool. Now, banning players completely from playing online is a totally understandable thing to do. If you break the rules, you have to face the consequences. But what if you don't want to kick potential players, and future DLC purchases, out right away? GTA Online solves this problem, much in the same way Max Payne did, by labelling people as bad sports and giving them a dunce's hat to make them easily identifiable to other players. Do a couple of bads, like destroying players' vehicles or dropping from jobs mid-mission, and you might get a few days punishment. But repeat offenders and people caught using mods will be sent to the bad sports lobby, where they will stay until they can be good again. Link's Awakening brands you as a thief for the rest of the game. The shopkeeper in Link's first Game Boy outing has his eye on you, and if you try to walk out the store with a pocket full of bombs, he'll yell at you to come back to the counter and pay for them. But if you're clever, you can literally run circles around the store owner, tricking him into looking the other way while you walk out of the store scot-free. Or so it would seem. You may think you've pulled a fast one on the game, but you'll start to notice that people are starting to nonchalantly call you a thief instead of whatever name you typed in at the start. Also, if you try to go back to the store because you forgot to pick up some arrows to go with that bow you just stole, you'll find the shopkeeper waiting to laser blast you out of existence. Gradius 3 and Super Monkey Ball Jr. punish you for trying to use the Konami Code. Up, up, down, down, left, right, BA. Everyone knows the Konami Code. Most of the time it grants players infinite lives or some other awesome power and ability, which is why it's incredibly evil when developers play on the players' expectations and punish them for giving the code a shot. In the SNES version of Gradius 3, a Konami game no less, players who attempted to input the code were rewarded with a destroyed spacecraft. You see, in this you had to replace the left and right button inputs with L and R button presses to get the real cheat code. Something you'd never know unless you read the classified information section in Nintendo Power. Less mean, but still kind of emotionally scarring, is Super Monkey Ball Jr. on Game Boy Advance. This will change the title to Super Nice Try if you attempt to put in the Konami Code. And that's not even a Konami game. Afterlife summons a Death Star to destroy your buildings if you get too greedy. Afterlife is pretty much SimCity for heaven and hell. You control both realms of the afterlife and have to build structures in either to reward virtuous spirits or punish naughty ones. It's also a LucasArts game, which means it's full of pop culture references. Namely, a particularly notorious moon-sized space station crops up whenever you decide to play it fast and loose with the cheats. If you type in $, @ exclamation mark while you're playing, you get an additional 10 million pennies to spend on various implements of torture or virtue. Get a little trigger happy with the copper coins though, and the Death Star will show up in your metaphysical little kingdom and start cleaning house. Just further proof that you don't mess with the dark side. Guild Wars publicly bans you by murdering your avatar with a giant scythe. Typically, cheats in online games are punished with an account ban and an email detailing why they've been booted permanently from the game. But the developers of Guild Wars wanted to make sure that everyone got the message, and have come up with a sadistically brilliant way of doing so. If your account has been caught breaking the end user agreement in any way, be it through illegal mods, duplicating items, or other infractions that could otherwise give you an unfair advantage, you'll get a visit from the massive, screen-filling Durham. It's Guild Wars' version of the personification of death, complete with giant scythe, and he pops out of the ground to slice your character in half, thus booting you from the game entirely. It's a win-win for everyone. The Guild Wars team gets to kick out the riffraff, and the people around the offending player get to have a bit of a laugh. The only person not laughing, well, they had it coming. And that's 7 ways games punish the cheaters. Have you been berated by a game for trying to input some hot Game Genie codes? Let us know your experiences in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more gaming news, reviews, previews and features right here on GamesRadar Plus.